Hello, I'm the PC expert amateur, and there's a reason I use the word amateur. And this is my review of the NeedMax LN 3. Really hard to find information on it. I found it on Newegg. I used to see other places selling it, but now I don't. And so all the information I have, what little there was, is from Newegg. Because the fan, aside from voltage and amperage, and it mentions the I think the hydraulic bearing is A1225L. Unless that's the model number, I'm not really sure because it's LN-3. But you never can tell with these fans these days. They're just wild kids running around the block causing trouble all the time. But so let's take a look at the fan itself. Backside, or the side where the fan air comes out of, and this is where it goes in. And you can see that the blades are shiny, and there are 9 of them. And if you're paying attention, you'll have noticed that there are bars of LEDs going around the side of the fan area, and also there. So it has a nice geometric feel to it, I guess you could say. Let's find out what it looks like, though. I didn't even notice. There's actually another ring inside in the middle of the frame. You can kind of see it there. See? There's not one on the back, though. So instead, I think this is actually a better idea, putting it in the middle of the, well, not really the middle. It's more toward the front, honestly, or really not the front, the back in terms of airflow. This is where the side where the air goes in. But it's got that double ring, and I kind of like that idea better than having a ring on each side. Now, I know some people want rings on both sides, and I understand why, because you want to see the lights from both sides. And that's perfectly fine. I just feel like if you know that you're going to be seeing this side of the fan, this is a good choice. So, is it a worthwhile fan? Well, let's first of all compare it to the Noctua A12 by 25, or more formally called the Noctua NF-A12 by 25. And you can see it is a nice one. So I think we're going to see that the lights are going to reflect off of the blades. And I think that's the whole idea, don't you? Let's first give some juice to this fan and see what it sounds like. So I'm going to hold it over here blowing away from me because I'm a little bit sick right now. And here we go. Waiting. Well, there it is. Oh, nope. False alarm. It's actually kind of noisy. There's a high speed ticking sound, which suggests to me poor bearing quality, which I believe I also noticed on the Segotep. Yeah, that noise is getting louder, so I'm pretty sure nothing is hitting the sides that I can see. So it must be that the bearings are not very good. Not too terribly noisy. I mean, down here, it's kind of a low-pitched noise, and then you get up to here, and there's a medium pitch to it now. All right, now we're at maximum RPMs. I would say this is fairly noisy. It's probably going to compete fairly well as far as noise with the Noctua. I would say it's almost the same noise level as Noctua at its maximum. So let's bring the Noctua in here and see what happens as far as what we can hear. Hopefully you're able to hear what I'm hearing. Now, I will tell you that the Noctua's noise is higher pitched than this fan. Let's see when we can hear it. Oh, I can already hear the high-pitched whine. Kind of disappeared for a while here. Okay, there's that typical Noctua A12 by 25 noise on the higher end of the register. And it's getting louder. And yeah, they're starting. Yeah, that's at maximum speed for both of them. And I would say, as far as decibels are concerned, ignoring pitches, that the Noctua may actually be a little bit, tiny bit louder, but that's partially because it has that high-pitched noise that the Need Max doesn't have. The Need Max is in a lower range for the noise. But you can still kind of hear that little ticking noise. It's very, very quiet, to be quite honest with you. And I have to admit, when I looked at the listing on Newegg, well, it said for the lifetime of the fan was 4,000 hours, which I'm assuming was a mistake, and it was supposed to be 40,000 hours, but I don't actually know. Let me turn down the Need Max. Yeah, they're really very close in decibels. But that low pitch really sticks out there. Now I cannot really hear it anymore. All right. Interesting. All right, well, we've got a feel for the noise. And keep in mind, as always, that what you hear in this review is going to be not necessarily the same depending on the quality of my microphone, which is not amplified, and also the way that noise comes across on your speakers or headset. I'm not going to lie. I like the geometric design on this fan. I don't really care about lights because, let's be honest, lights have no effect on performance unless, of course, it's like the Segotep where all of the power is on one cable. And when you have that problem, then it does affect performance because that Segotep, is it the Segotep? No. There's another fan. Anyways, if the LEDs are separate on separate cables, it doesn't impact performance. If they are on the same cable, it negatively impacts performance unless they improve the design of the one that has LEDs in it with one power cable only. Otherwise, you're getting an inferior fan just because you want lights. So it's not a good choice. And don't worry, I've got several fans that have non-modifiable coloration. I have a small number where you can actually change the coloration using a button or something like that. But the vast majority are either no LEDs or RGB or ARGB. In fact, it's kind of hard to find the RGB ones. It's easier to find the ARGB ones. So let's go ahead and continue with this comparison between the Need Max and the Noctua. And we're going to take a look at the statistical information, what little I was able to collect for the Need Max, because again, it is hard to find information on it, and it is a Chinese brand, so that doesn't make it any easier because not all the Chinese brands actually have a presence on the internet, especially when they're making it for a third party that's going to sell it under their own brand name, and it may just be a flash in the pan kind of thing. Where they're making some quick money and then disappearing or selling something different completely. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. But please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my videos so that I can get a bigger audience. And that means that eventually I'll be able to monetize, which will mean that I will be able to earn money from this so that I'll be able to afford more, because I've already sunk several $1,000s, in excess of $6,000 into fans and coolers and thermal paste and thermal pads and testing equipment. For this, I built my own sound box. And so this has been very expensive for me. And I would like at some point to start earning money so at least I'm not spending my salary, which is not unlimited, unfortunately. So yeah, if you don't mind, I really appreciate your help in getting more people to subscribe to my channel. And again, keep in mind that this is part 1 of the review for this particular fan. Once I have gotten all the testing equipment problems resolved, I will be adding a part 2, which will give all the details of the test results. And that is the point at which I will rank each fan against all the others, with Noctua being the starting point for every fan. So Noctua will be the first one that I will do a part 2 for. I mean, you guys who've been here the whole time, you've been waiting since I put out part 2, which was at the very start. So we got to start where we started, if you know what I mean. So let's take a look at the specifications, and please don't forget, like, subscribe, and share. Okay, so for the LN3, and I'm just going to put that, ooh, that's not right. This is a black fan with translucent white, because the translucent white is the covers for the LEDs, and it's got black, shiny black blades for that matter. Cost $15.93, with along with the Segotep, making both of those fans dramatically overpriced for what you're getting, especially the Segotep, I would personally feel. Now, it has no certifications that I'm aware of. It was made in China. Its dimensions are typical 120 by 120 by 25 millimeters. It has a mean time before failure, or MTTF, whatever you want to call it, of either 4,000 or 40,000. It just depends on whether the listing on Newegg is correct or I'm correct. In which, if I'm correct, then 40,000 is correct. Otherwise, it's a whoppingly poor 4,000 hours. So it might just die while it's sitting on my shelf. And I don't know if there's a warranty. I didn't see any information for that compared to, and let's be honest here. The Noctua is more than 150,000 hours with a 6-year warranty. So yes, it's twice the price, but you are getting some benefits. No, this is ARGB, 170 grams, which is 30 less than the Noctua. 9 blades, just like the Noctua, standard mounting hole positioning. 1600 RPMs max, and the airflow is 40 CFM, and the static pressure, they didn't give it. So I'll just put a big question mark there, because it's questionable, right? And they state that the Needmax has a decibel reading of 25. Well, guess what? I don't believe that any more than I believe that the Noctua is a 22.6, so I'm marking it like that. The power cable is 55.5 centimeters long, and you can daisy chain. The ARGB cable is 66.25 centimeters long, and it can be daisy chained as well. The power cable is a PWM power cable, in other words, a 4-pin, and the LED cable is standard ARGB. It is a hydraulic bearing, and it's got a rating of 12 volts. Have no idea about the watts. The amperage is 0.26, so it's a little bit on the high side when you consider that the Noctua is 1.2 watts and 0.1 amps.
But I'm wondering if maybe, because they didn't give any specifications other than 5 watts for the LEDs, if maybe this is a combined number of the fan and the LEDs. It's possible that would make sense. But I don't have any information other than 5 volts. And thank you, phone, for interrupting. As always, it's a very noisy thing. And there are no indicators of rotation and flow, but this is a clockwise rotating fan, as are most fans, except for so far the Geometric Future Squama 2503R, which is very peculiar. And it comes with 4 screws, and it has corner cushions. And that's really all there is to tell you about it. Whereas, the Noctua comes with screws and silicone pins and corner cushions and a splitter and an extension cable and a low noise adapter. That's all you get. So part of the reason the Noctua is double the price is you're getting all those little extras, but also quality. So that's it for this fan. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. If you happen to find more information on the Segotep or the NeedMax, leave a link to it. I don't mind very much at all. In fact, I don't mind at all if people want to be helpful and provide me with information. Now, of course, I understand that if you don't, it's not a big deal. But if somebody has the information, you can share that with me. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.